Hi, how's everybody doing? I see a few of you are already in the chat, so I know there's a few folks out there. I'm going to wait for a minute or so to get going. I will say just up front that I only had 4 questions come in, and they're relatively quick. I mean, they're not deep, intense, got to lay 47 cards on them type questions. So if you want um, Uh, if you want to have a question answered, I will have time, I'm sure, today to get to most of them, providing 47 of you don't come in like right now. I got all 5 of you watching me right now that I can see. Um, Scott, now I've got 15. Scott and I've been noticing there's a little thing at the top of our screen when we're broadcasting that tells us how many people are watching, and the numbers jump. They used to, we thought they were pretty good. They'd steadily grow and you'd see what was going on. Recently, they've jumped all over the place. And, you know, especially Scott and I noticed it on Sunday when we moved, which we'd expected when we moved the show, it would cost us some viewers because there are people who get up and they want us on Sunday morning. And we're going back to Sunday morning this Sunday. Apparently, killing Bambi season is over in Wisconsin. And Miriam just mentioned, am I going to talk about the 9 candles? Yes. Nope, got the wrong person. Thank you. I like you too, Prince Charming's mom. I'm going to discuss the 9 candles, and that's where I'm going to start today, was on the 9 candles. I've been putting together my materials for it. You guys have no idea how much time I put into this before we even get to it. And one of the things I did was my guides told me, go back and look at the 9 candles and see if you can figure out what was going on. So the path of the 9 candles, I did the first 9 candles in December of 2020, about a week after I started my channel. And if you were watching my channel from the very beginning, I did a lot of teaching stuff where I'd say, this works with this is how I do this, just kind of tips and tricks about working with different materials. And so I decided I'd show the 9 candles, and I just kind of sprung it on the community. And this is my funniest story about doing 9 candles. There was a woman who wrote me and she said, oh, I wish you'd given me more notice on the 9 candles. I had to stop the video, run around my house, find 9 red candles, and then get it all set up so I could follow along with you. And I'm like sitting there at home going, this woman must live in Michael's. How I could not run around my house and find 9 red candles. I had to go out and buy them and bring them in. Anyway, that was in December of 2020. That's the first 2 9 candles. And that was basically a how-to, where it came from, sort of the history of what I used it. And so after that, the next one was in May 2021. And the theme kind of behind that one was losing our masks, that the world was crumbling apart and we were losing the masks we carried around with us that you had to wear. You went into an office all day. You couldn't, trust me, I worked in a big, huge corporate office once. I could not go in without building giant shields around myself because there was so much angst. And this was in the late 70s, early 80s. There was so much angst in those offices. And every once in a while it would get so overwhelming. I could hear what was going on in my head, what's going on all around me. It's very, 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 very not a good place to be. So I totally understood the thing about losing our masks. And then in October of 2021, based on a Lionsgate that I'd seen on 8/8 Lionsgate in 2021, I got the message, everything was speeding up. And so Danny and I did a show on frequencies, and then I did the 9 candles about speeding up. And that's when I brought other readers on to be with me and to talk about the topics of what we were doing. Then in January of 2022, I did New Light in new forms that you might not have seen it. And that's when I had the Uper stone, which is a stone that comes out of the Upper Peninsula. That's where the UP comes from, Uper. And if you shine a black light on them, they glow. They're just fantastic. And a friend of mine had sent me a relatively large one, and it was in the center of my candles. And I would try it. It showed on some tapes. Sometimes when I put the black light on, it didn't show as well. But it was about finding the light within each of us. That was the theme for that one. Summer of 2022 is the energy is changing. It's not just inside us, but it's what's coming in from the outside. And that was okay. I'm going to mark some questions as they're coming in. And that was about the photonic energy and the shift that had started in 2017. And I explained how that was changing and how that was changing our energetics. Then fall of 2022 was about ley lines and the elementals and how they work in our planet. And then March of 2023 was when I had we were all on a South Sea life raft together, and we were romping and playing across this open, uncharted sea. And we didn't really know where we were going, but we all just knew we needed to paddle in the right direction. And then July of 2023 was energy from the universe that was coming in. So we had energy coming out of the earth. We had energy coming in from the universe and how it was moving us, how it was changing us. Then in December of 2023, which is the one that's coming, it's this blue light energy that's pierced from the universe into the whole planet, and it's spreading out over all of us. And it came in the first Saturday of November. The second big wave of it was the third Saturday in November, and the last wave was last Saturday. And we're going to talk about how we can use that energy to help us move along. And for those of you who are interested, the blue candles are going to start. The blue nine blue candles, but it's going to be 10 nights. There's going to be an intro on 12/12, and that's the new moon this month. And the new moon's in Sagittarius, which is a really good place for it to be. By that time, we will have had some of the major planets start to station to go direct, which is another thing that's going to bump us into 2024. And basically, this 9 candles is going to be about how we're changing and how we're going to move forward into 2024. And it will go from 12/12 to 12/21. And it will be at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. We're Central Standard Time, Midwestern Time. Like if you look at Chicago, they're in the same time zone I am. And it'll be a premiere. So it will be exactly at that time every day. And the reason I went to doing premieres is, no offense to my fellow readers and no offense to me, but trying to get us all to be at the same time on a certain day is really hard. And it's because they have lives too and things happen. So they'll all be pre-taped. I have a lot of interesting people. I also have some people you've never seen before. I'm bringing one of my oldest friends on. We're going to talk about all the journeys we've been through, all the energies with each other. I think you'll enjoy her. And I've got a whole list of folks that say they want to be part of it, but I can't promise anybody till I get them on tape. So there'll be some of the usual suspects you've seen every time. But there's also going to be some new faces and some very skilled faces, especially when we're talking about transitioning, because 2023 is a very different year than 2024. And I do know Ann Perry's committed to be on, and she's going to discuss the change of the overarching year number for us and what it means to each one of us. So I think it's going to be a good time. I hope you enjoy it. And now we're going to go back to what I normally do this time of year. I am going to read the questions that were submitted to me So we're going to switch cameras here. I finally watched one of my shows to see what, oops, I got to get rid of that comment. And I'm going to go to the bannered questions that came into me this time. This one I think is kind of fun, and I'm kind of interested about this one. This is from Helain Robinson, and she said, "Hey, Nancy Jean, I was wondering if I will be getting the funds to fix my tub before I end up in the basement. Been meditating on it for a while. I don't know what's going on, girl. I used to work in construction. Those things can fall apart pretty quickly. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a card reading on that. A yes, no. And then I'll roll a timing if I don't get a timing in the cards. I lived in an old house that had been built in the 1920s once when I lived in central part of Dallas near SMU, and it was sinking. And when the water would get high enough outside, water would come in through the tub because the tub had sunk so far, its plumbing didn't go down like it should. Okay. Helain Robinson, will I have the funds? Okay. Soon. Oh dear, can you last till summer? But I do see money coming in to get this done. It's going to happen. It's not happening as fast as you would like. I see summer as timing on this. I don't know that you're going to make it all the way to summer or late spring to get this done, but the money will be there when you absolutely need it. And I think you may need to ask a younger person that you would rather not ask, but you may need to do that before you do end up in your basement. And let me see, is this insurance? Nope, it's not insurance. Is this insurance money? Yeah, there's your money. And this was insurance money. I think if you have house insurance or I don't know if you're in a rental or if I was in a rental, I'd be all over my landlord. But you can people will give you the money. If your house is insured, they'd rather fix it now than have the floor cave in. So you might talk to your insurance agent and see what happens. There was a young person you were thinking about asking for the money, but every time they've ever helped you out, it's been a war. So I would avoid that one. But it's going to happen. You're just going to have to work at it, and it will make your spirit feel better. I really think you got 2 aces on this whole reading, which points to a yes. I think the money is, if you have renter's insurance or homeowner's insurance, some kind of insurance, I'd explore that. It doesn't have to break. I used to run a home repair business, and we would work with insurance companies to stop something from getting a whole lot worse. That's led to some interesting stories. This guy got us in to fix some stuff. He thought it was going to have to really, really break, and so they agreed to redo this bathroom because he had something similar to what you're going through. And then he came in one night, and one day when I was packing up, and he said, I want you to paint the hallway. And I said, that's not in the scope of the contract. I can't do that. And so I was picking my stuff up to go out to my car, and I walked into the living room where he was sitting. And mind you, this guy was a fireman in this little town. And I walked in, and he had a shotgun between his legs, and he said, I think you're going to fix my hallway. And I said, well, if I'm going to fix your hallway, I need to go out and get some more things out of my car. And fortunately, I had my purse and everything already in the car. I got into my car and drove away and called the agent that had put me in this house and said, I just had a shotgun basically pointed at me. And he went in, and I managed to finish the bathroom because the wife would be home when I came. And she never told me where they were putting him during the day. I finished the job. I didn't paint his hallway. You have no idea how much fun it is to go into people's homes. Okay. Tammy Jackson. Hello, Nancy Jean. I've been feeling so unmotivated. I don't know what the universe is trying to slow me down or heal me, or I'm just being super lazy. Anything new about this? Okay. We're going to roll the stones in about your temperament, but I can tell you that the last 6 months I have been dragging butt. I mean, I have really to get up and do the things I needed to do. I'm going to take your comment down so we can see the garden. And it's like this last full moon, I finally woke up, although I talked to a lot of people who felt this last full moon put them to sleep. But I'm really feeling well, and I did get a long astrologic reading. I've had a couple of them this year in trades when I'm doing 12 months. And last one I got was super good and pointed out to me how the whole last year when I was sort of felt like I was walking through jello or I was in a fog, it was because I was clearing a lot of stuff out. And that's true. Now I really feel ready to go. So we're going to be ready to go on Tammy Jackson's What's Going On Inside Tammy's. Well, I'm not going to ask what's going on inside your head. I'm going to go ask what's going on about your motivation. Okay. Ooh. Well, your mind is in the path forward. Your body says you're realigning. I can tell you just this one stone, your body being in the middle of all the elements. This is exactly how that reads. Your body being in air, fire, earth, and water. Grounding your thoughts, embody your past. Physical changes are coming, and you've been working on grounding elements. And your spirit's in a really interesting spot. Your spirit's in fire. Thoughts of the past have been clouding you. You've been dwelling in the past too much. Spirit's also in the past, and it says you're missing how much transformation is really happening to you. I think your body's been slowed down so you can understand where you need to be. And your spirit being in restate says you're going in the right direction, but you need to clarify that within yourself. And then you've got these great stones in the outer ring, and your energy has been in false, or the grounding has been, your values have been completely reconsidered. Your mind is in the path forward, which is great. Your mind is all open for everything to move forward and to get into to watch out for the signs. And then you've got your clarity's coming out of your third eye, and that's your third eye chakra. And it says it's clarifying your thoughts right now are part of the plan. So the reason you've been slowed down, I think you were right. You're not super lazy. You've been healing, and you've been trying to understand where you stand in the universe. And when we're transforming or transmuting, Tammy, there's a lot of times we don't know. Like I told you, I was made very clear to me when we really went over my chart that what I'm doing is I am, and you're in the same place. And I think a lot of people are in the same place. 2023 was the 7 years. 7 years, a year that's a spiritual year, and it's a go inside year, and it's figure out how to get it there. And you've got great placement for being able to come out of that. And with your body, this shows your body's been in a position to seek balance. So I think it looks really good for you, Tammy. You're not lazy. You just need to keep thinking, meditating about it, and just saying, you'll hear little conversations you're having with yourself. And those will be the things that are going to give you the enlightenment you need. Now, this is the next question. Cheryl Imburgia, I think is your line. I'm sorry. I'm here. I have a hard enough time with names when they're not joined to our first names. Love the Oracle Garden. Could you see if my husband's negative energy will leave him in 2023? He dwells in the past. So we're going to throw stones for Cheryl's husband. Although I don't normally cosmically spy on spouses, I'm going to break my rule because I think it's affecting you. Let's see. What will be Cheryl's husband's spirit energy in 2024? Oh, great. Man, you're all right. You got 3 in the chakras. You've got your bodies and go for it. This looks good, girl. I think he's been in the same place, and it may have appeared negative to you, but it may not have been negative. So we're going to start with the most grounded stone here, which is clarity. And clarity is between fire and earth. And use the ideas that from your past life to bring forward the solutions you know that work. And he has many paths ahead of him that will be the correct ones in the future. So I think that's where he's been. He's been working out a lot of old crap he needed to get rid of, which is part of his 7 years, part of the year of analysis. And he's just been kind of dwelling in it now. Is he going to quit dwelling in it? Yeah, I think so. Starting with his root chakra, creativity is going to be his key to security. And he also has his mind a little bit and go for it, which is a good place. His thoughts will lead his way out of this, so he doesn't have to dwell there. His spirit is in the sacral chakra. Spirit inspires creative use of energy for him, so that's a good one. And then his grounding is in the tree of life, which is great. Oh, it's perfect for him. Fool's gold is this deception of not recognizing the abundance that we have beyond the physical. He's learning the lesson of harmony. He's learning how to bring his life energies together. And I get a feeling he's not a spiritual critter in the first place. So this has been really hard on him. But he's got his body in go for it. And when your body's in go for it, the movement into the next year is going to be easy for him because these things are happening right now. And he's kind of done his clarification. He's done his trial by fire inside his own head. I think he's going to quit dwelling in the past. I think but it's going to take some creativity on his part to move forward because, the universe isn't just going to come down and move him like a chess piece. It can kick us in the butt, which will move us, but it's a little bit different. I think if you just move ahead and do your own thing, you'll be kind of a guiding light for him. And I'm going to pull an oracle card for your part in this transformation for him. And I'm using the Sword of Light because that's the one that struck me today, which I should go to. And this is all based on Archangel energy. And it's Radley Valentine's. And it's, I like his cards for two reasons. I like him because I like Radley's explanation of things. And he makes sturdy cards. You could shuffle these cards for the next 20 years and they're not going to get bent and worn and have to get another deck. So we're going to. This is a card for what your role should be in all this. And it's okay. Embrace your own life's purpose. I'm guiding you towards your own divine light and purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful, that's where you're meant to be going. And he has better start. And there's a beautiful lady who's looking out of a tent. I think this may be kind of how you feel. She sort of feels like she's living in the dark and she's looking out at the light. And how do I get there? And for you, it means the long explanation is embrace your own life's purpose. So you need to take care. If you take care of your life, he'll follow along. There can be different ways in which confusion about what is that you've come to on this, what it is that you've come to on this earth to manifest. Some souls are puzzled about a specific form of their life's purpose and how it should be taken. They send signs, clues, and synchronicities. There are also people who know what they want, and their guiding mission is to be, but they have been dismissed as not being as realistic as possible. I think that may be part of his negativity. It's only natural that you would then be baffled about what's your purpose. You have your own dreams for a reason. They are signs that are meant to lead you on the right path for your soul's place in the world's evolution. I encourage you to look within, embrace the truth, and make it come alive with what will help, and the angels will help you get to that point. However, if you experience detours or bumps in the road as you move forward with your plans, it's also important to explore how to move forward and how to make your own dreams possible. As always, I am with you the whole way. This is your guides talking to you. And my sword and light, Michael's sword and light, will be pointing the direction for your dreams. So I think the biggest danger to you in all this is getting tied up and staying in the dark space he's in. I think if you can move out into your own space and not let yourself be so affected by him, it will help a whole lot. And he'll follow. I know he doesn't seem like the sort of person who follows, but the energy I get a feeling is that's not his way. But you have got to stop him from pulling your energy for the divine fall away. Because right now we're in such a state of transformation for the whole planet. It's one of the reasons for the 9 blue candles. Will my healing business be successful? We're going to do that with cards. And in case you guys wonder, how does she decide what she's going to do? I hear it in my head. I do what they say. I wouldn't have a channel if I didn't do what they say. So you would never have gotten to know me unless you lived in Dallas and you came to the places I used to read. So okay. Will her business be successful? Lilac Heaven. I know what you're healing. You're balancing which way to go. You must have a couple different talents you're thinking about. Okay. You need to slow your roll a little bit, because you need to decide which part of your talents you're going to use. You need to understand you're not completely in control of this. You need to if you drop this heavy burden you've been carrying, trying to carry a bunch of other stuff too, then you can make some money at it. If you don't, you're going to be too tired out to be able to benefit from the abundance that's part of this business. And we're going to pull an oracle card for you too. You should see my desk after Sunday. I had almost every deck, I swear, that I normally read with for Scott. It was spread all over my desk. Then last night I did a follow-up class. It was not really a class. They invited me, a bunch of people from my tarot class that I gave in the last couple months with Jeffrey. They decided to have their own meetings and practice on each other. And they invited me to come explain a reading that I'd given them that they didn't really understand. And I hope they understand it now. Anyway. It says, put your own creative energies into action. That's a beautiful card. Look at that. That's perfect for healing. Look at all that energy and light spreading out. Archangel Gabriel joins you to spark your creativity and help you communicate your vision and motivate you to create something beautiful. And I have the funny feeling these cards are telling the truth. You're going to have to let go of what you've been doing in order to be able to move on into this business. You're going to be trying to do this, put your feet in both lanes, and you can't do that. Put your creative energy into action. This is Archangel Michael speaking. You are at the point in your life where you need to be creative, and I've been giving you this message repeatedly because it relates to your life purpose. However, it may seem difficult to find the inspiration and the motivation to act upon it. I will use my sword of light to remove all your self-doubts and your energetic blocks to your creativity. I'm going to make another comment on that when we get off this. Also, my sister, Archangel Gabriel, is the perfect one to help you right now. Archangel Gabriel. I am the Archangel of creativity and communication, motivation. I can help you create beautiful works of art, communication your vision, help you with healing, speaking, and more importantly, feel the impulse of how to get it done. Whenever you need a brilliant stroke of inspiration or someone to give you a little angelic push, I'm here for you. Let me blow my copper trumpet to fire you up for the passion of your creativity. So that's kind of what I felt. You've got other things in your life that you keep prioritizing before doing this. If you quit doing that, this will all flow beautifully. Now, how to use Archangel Michael and Gabriel. get into a calm, quiet space and just sit in a chair and get into somewhat of a meditative state. You don't have to be out. You don't have to spend hours doing this. And what you need to do is call Archangel Michael in and call Gabriel in and put Archangel Michael. I feel he's to your right and Gabriel's to your left. Gabriel's going to be on, if you're right-handed, that's going to be your receiving side. And Archangel Michael's going to be on your doing side if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, put Michael on your left and Gabriel on your right, because you're going to ask Archangel Michael to take his sword and to cut the cords that don't function for you. And what's going to happen when you do that is you're going to say, above and below, to the left, to the right, to the front, to the back, sever all cords and energies that don't work for me. And I'd known about doing this for years, and I didn't do it till about, I guess it must have been 10 years ago. But I'd known about it since I was in my 30s. And I was expecting I might feel a little something. I actually felt the cords getting cut and the energy coming back into me. And it hit me at a time in my life where it did shift my energy from taking care of others to taking more care of myself and to go in my own direction. You need to cut the cords that are tying you down. And when you do, you're going to feel like this. You're going to feel so free. So I'd suggest you do that. Your mantra, what you're going to say is, Michael, swing your sword above and below, to the left, to the right, in front and in back. And by that way, he's cut all around you. He's cut in every direction, and any cords that are attached to you. And there's some people who are really drilling into you, girl, and they will help you get out of that. Okay. Now I get to go back to the front. Let me make sure. Okay. I want to make sure. I've been having microphone problems. My microphone keeps shifting to the wrong microphone, and people tell me, I can't hear you, but I've got it on the right microphone. So if you can't hear me, go get your ears tested. USB camera. Okay, now I'm going to go through the comments and see what's going on. And we're just going to pile drive through these. Okay. I can't, for Sakura Lady, I can't do all that. I'll just do about improvements for you in 2024. 2024 is going to be a year where you, where it's going to come forward for you. Okay. So the people who've asked questions, I'm answering them now. And I'm going to okay. Madhu, I know who Madhu is. And okay, we're going to go back to the table because they're not talky answers. They're table type answers. Okay. And okay. Show. Okay. Please let me know when all my money problems will be resolved so I can pay my debts and still save. Let's see if we see this coming up in the next year. And we'll be looking, in this point, we'll be looking in the garden for some season cards. And I'm going to pull this up a little further. Okay. Madhu, in the coming year, and we're in the very end of fall. This is winter, spring, summer, fall. We're in the end of this. It's that winter, spring, summer. Okay. So you get it now. So you know what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing. Okay. Madhu solved her money problems in 2024. It doesn't look like it's going to be till spring, girl. But they're all over in spring. You're going to start to see the solutions a rise in the late winter. And you've got a great card there. You got a great card. See, I've read cards for way too long. I'm going to hide your question so that people can see the whole board. This is fall. You're not going to find you're going to find it at the very end of winter. And your path will be blessed with clarity and wisdom, and all will become clear. So I would say by late winter, just before the spring, you're going to figure out how to get out of this. And your mind is in air, and your body is in air and present. So your mind is mental actions are the path to your no, wrong one. Thoughts are all important to you, and your thoughts are tied to the future. Think of this situation, the future tense, which it's telling you it's going to be in the winter, but your body is in air and in the present. When your body's in the present, it's saying that when it starts to happen, it's going to all start to tumble together and all happen at once. And ground your thoughts and get ready for it. So start planning for how to do this right now. Your spirit is in the third eye. And spirit helps you see around the corner. That's a really interesting placement for you because you kind of have an inkling of how to get there. And it's going to really hit you in the winter how to start building this. You want to know when you're going to be completely out of trouble. I think it's going to be in the summer, or you're going to get like you have a real handle on it, because this is when new values are emerging for you. Because the earth is where things grow up from. This is the pyrite, the grounding stone, and more is even going to be brought forward. So don't make it any worse. Don't dig the hole any deeper in the winter, because by spring you're going to have a real enlightenment and a whole way to see how to move forward. And matter of fact, you're going to see the thing shifting in front of you, and you're going to almost feel like you're looking around the corner and figuring out how to get there. I'd say. And that will give you a point where you can start to save. What's the next question? Oh, someone bought their blue candles and they're ready to go. Thank you. Okay, this one. My son and I had a falling out. He's a Capricorn. He hasn't reached out, nor did I, because I'm afraid of being disrespected again. Can you please let me know if we will have communication? Okay. Let's see. When will a bridge begin for communicating for Stella and her son? And then I'm going to pull a oracle card for you too. Did this happen this fall, like recently? Because this is a big body stone and they're in two stubborn places. Both of you are falling into the past, and both of you refuse to relook at your options. Weren't clear on how to deal with this, and you need to look to previous ways that you've solved this kind of problem before. But what I really get a feeling is it's going to come when you have, and you can't see it, so I'm going to get rid of your, okay. In the heart chakra is clarity and the grounding stone, and those are good places. I think wisdom will come with the clarity of emotion, and you need to understand that the understanding you're going to get between each other is not from this physical realm. It's almost the karmic connection between the two of you. Now, how do we work with this right now? We got our mind and earth. Final thoughts are coming. They're going to start to come to you soon, but this is cool. You got spirit and present. And spirit in the third eye is spirit helps you be able to see around the corner. In other words, to see the obscure answer to this question. If you rely on your spiritual self and your meditations and your thoughts that way, it'll help. And then the present both of you are starting to move to where you know you need to come to reconciliation. I don't think it's going to happen till summer with the stones that are here, but we're going to pull a oracle card and see what we get. Okay, we're going to see. This is an oracle card for just you. This is kind of you both are in the same place. You're both thinking about it, and you're both thinking, and rethinking, figuring out a way to resolve this. But how do we? Recognize the signs from above. Angels are sending you messages now, but you're too distracted to notice. Stay alert and be open for divine guidance. And this is recognize signs from above. Here is a curious thing that you souls do while living through the human experience. You ask for signs from your guardian angels, from the divine, and from me. This is Archangel Michael speaking. To allow life to distract you from seeing them. So you may be looking for signs so hard you're missing them. It's akin to being asleep at the wheel. It is very important for you to stay alert to all the messages and signs. Some of the symbols most closely associated with the angelic realms, like feathers, colors, coins in the ground, white butterflies, numbers 4 or 44 or 444, rainbows, doves, images from the angels ourselves. Train your eye to look for these in your life. Set the intention that if you have any of these signs or experience something exacting that comes out of the blue, you'll come out of the trance in daily life. Wake up. And then the process you've been thinking about will come to pass. So it's like you're looking so hard for a sign to tell you exactly what to do. You need to recognize signs from above, but don't be so attached to them. If you see them, enjoy them, pick them up, say, where'd you come from? What do you hear about? I have a friend that when her mother, who's on the other side, can't get a hold of her because she decides she doesn't want to listen, her mother will leave feathers in the middle of my living room. And I don't have birds. I only have cats, and they don't go outside. So I'm just telling you, they'll find you if they want to. What I see for you and your son, though, there may be an easing in this time. I think by late spring, there's definitely going to be something happen that makes it clear to both of you that it's better to heal this than to leave it running and moving. Will my family find an affordable retirement home in this town, or will we need to move out of state? Okay, that's a card question. I'm going to ask if you're going to be able to find something affordable in your hometown or in the town you're in now. And then if we don't find it there, then I can do two. I'll do the first line will be where you live now, or should you move out of state? I don't know what state you live in. Don't come to Texas. It is not cheaper to live here. It is much more expensive. We have sales tax of nearly 9%. Our property taxes, I talked to a person who's going back to California who said her property tax bill, she bought a home, is more than her income tax would have been in California. So I'm just telling you, don't move here. There are enough people moving. Not that I wouldn't love you as a neighbor, but I'm just saying. The areas of Texas that are totally affordable are places you wouldn't want to live. Besides the fact, it's hot here in the summer. Okay. Family support, will you find it in your hometown? Oh, that looks good. Oh, that's good. Well, you got a bunch of, this is, I don't think I even need to read the second one. I'll interpret these cards for you. There's things there that make you very happy and you feel settled there. You faced a lot of your personal problems and you've grown up there. There's an urge inside you to kind of move away. But the Knight of Swords, when I have the Knight of Swords show up in readings, and this goes way, way back, He means moving homes, moving offices. If he's reversed, it means not moving homes, not moving offices. It means staying where you are, and you will find the place that you can feel comfortable in and love. Let's see about moving away. Oh, moving away is like 5 no's. No, moving away is a harder burden, and you won't be really sure about the assets you need to get there. So I think you're going to be able to find an affordable home where you live. You just have a bee in your bonnet about wanting to move on. And it may be wanting to move on from where you live. But what this says, this is a yes. This is like this is out of 6 points. This is 1 point, 1 point, 2 points, 1 point, 1 point. This is 2 yeses. That's 4 yeses. That's 5 yeses. And the only no you have is telling you no, you don't need to move. I'm not going to read any more cards on that. I think that answers the question. Okay. Let's see. Recently, I saw a small fairy outside my second story window. Was it a fairy? Yes, it was. It was small, white, and furry. It had little clear wings, but no features. Well, that's okay. I mean, what did you want it to look like? Tinkerbell? I'm sorry if you heard a noise. I share my house with other people, and this is their lunchtime. So they're eating. I saw a small fairy today when I was doing something with someone this morning, and it was very weird because I could see it out the corner of my eye, and I went looking for a specific deck to show them something, and I happen to have the deck that I thought I'd worn out, and I found my old deck. Where my new deck is, I have no idea. And that's what they do. The fairies enjoy moving my stuff around. So if you invite them in your house, get ready. They're little tricksters. They like doing what they like doing. But yes, you definitely saw it. And I'll pull a oracle card for you on what message you need from St. Michael about the fairies. So your current challenges will soon be resolved. You'll be able to look to the future with a smile. And I think the fairy was there to give you hope. I don't know what's going on in your life, but you're feeling like you need a little more spiritual help. And it's number 16. It's almost over. You know that it has been a difficult time for you. You've experienced many challenges back to back. Worries, concerns weighing on your shoulders. Rest assured, however, that your guardian angels or your fairies and I are doing things that will help you with these burdens. I'm happy to tell you that at this time, the difficulty is nearly over. I've sent you a sign, a light at the end of the tunnel. It comes straight from source. Very soon, you will see the skies clear and the weight will begin to lift from your spirit. You'll be able to breathe freely and focus on the future. Good for you for coming through all this a stronger person, positive and joyful future for you. So that fairy was just there to tell you, hang in there, kid. I don't know if that all fits you, but okay, we're going to do hide, show. Will I find a new job close to home before the end of 2023? That's a simple yes, no. Ooh. Yes. And This is letting go of a hard burden. I think wherever your commute is, it's been killing you. You don't even know about this job yet, or you have an inkling about it, but it's going to be brought to you through unconventional ways. But it's someone you know who's going to lead you to it. And if you have a dark haired, dark eyed, or was dark haired, because I used to be the Queen of Swords too, until age caught up with my hair and made my hair gray. But um, this person, you like them, but they have a very sharp tongue, which is not like you to really focus on that. But it'll be something you've always wanted to do. It's just going to like fall in your lap. I don't. Let's see if this is going to happen by the end of 2023. It'll happen in January, not 2023. But you've got 2 aces on here, which is great. That's a yes, 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 yes. And why is the High Priestess here? Oh, now you've got 3 aces. I should just keep laying these out. You're winning more and more. It's going to be a job where you can invest yourself and feel proud of it. You get to use your real energies that you feel. It's not just the commute that gets to you. It's the lack of respect at your job. And it's going to be a great place for you to start. But there's going to be the Ace of Swords is the speed bump ace. And that means things will get going along and then they'll stop and then they'll get going along. It's like you get speed bumps in the road. And that just, whenever you hit a speed bump in this job, it's giving you time to really consider things instead of rushing on and not doing it as well as you could. But this looks good. You got to let me know, G. Covington, that you get it. Okay, let's see. Okay, I got a Helain answer. Okay, wait. Oh, Helain's going to try the insurance route. Yeah, you don't have to let it break through. They'd rather come and fix it when it's not completely broken. May take some talking. Tammy says, thank you. Hello from Ottawa. My one cousin that I haven't seen in 25 years, not for any other reason than the fact it's on the other side of the border. And we were never that close, but he lives in Ottawa. He's a retired physician. Okay. Sakara lady, you want everything. You want love. I'm going to lay 3 lines. Love, relationships, and work-life balance. 5 cards in each. And this is like, I think this is in a way one of the least accurate sort of readings I can do, but I can't encompass everything you want. That's like a year reading. And I am still doing my 12-month readings. If you want to go to my website, you can book them. I will have to tell you, if you wanted a heart chakra egg, they're all gone, kids. I told you I was going to run out of them eventually, and I haven't made any more, and I'm not going to make any more till I have the orders for them. So I mailed my last one off today, just to a lady. I can't remember what city she lived in. It's on a coast. It's on either the East Coast or the West Coast. I mailed 2 of them out. So this is Sakura lady. We're going to do love, relationships, and then work-life balance. Okay. Love. Well, you have the romance card here, but you spend too much time worrying about it. The person you're investing in is infantile, and it'd be more of a burden if you could get rid of them. I told you this was quick. Relationships, other relationships. Oh, girl. 2024 is going to be a year. You can turn your wheel of fortune around, but you have to you imprison yourself in your own relationships. You stick each one of those swords in the snow, and some relationships have you feel very, very trapped. And they're not letting you speak your own mind. They're not recognizing you for the mature woman that you are. And that's making you crazy. You will have the power this year to change this perspective. And the wheel of fortune will be changing. But you have to be really clear about what you want. And that's one reason why these relationships haven't worked out as well. Work-life balance. Okay. You're going to have some new people come into your work environment that are going to make it much more easier for you to work and flow. They have not let you set your own goals, and you're pretty stubborn that you like to set your own goals. And also I have a funny feeling where you work, there's a lot of that sort of corporate lying going on. So I would say, any card that's in the future, and these cards are being laid into 2024. If you don't like a card who's here, you can imagine in your mind turning it around and start to work on that. Start to pick your own goals. See yourself picking your own goals. I think you've been accepting a lot of the things that have trapped you. That's a card I'd turn around, because if you turn that card around, then you'd see yourself more positively. I'd leave the Hangman alone because you want to get away from that. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. And then you can start to pick and choose the things you really want to have happen to you. That's how you work with cards, kids. When I lay really miserable, I don't read my own cards, but if I were to lay a really miserable reading out, and I think, we can learn a lot about turning our own fortune, not locking ourselves in, not saying it's always been this way. This is a year. Eight is a money power year. It's a year to push for your own power. And you can do that in this year, but you need to do this. Get rid of the burdensome people that are around you. And that's what we call a very blunt, very quick Nancy Jean reading. Okay, now let's see what else we got. Behind you. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do two more, and then anybody that's beyond that put it on beyond 35 after. Okay. I'm not going to be able to get to you. This one I can do. I would love beneficial place to focus my energy. Okay, I'm going to lay out 5 cards and say, point out to me the most beneficial place that Simply Julie can put her energy. It's in what you endeavor to do to show yourself very well. And where you really need to raise your profile is to get people from patting you on the heads and treating you like a child. You've cast off a lot of burdens. You have a lot of ideas of what you may or may not want to do. And you're kind of letting go of a lot of the illusions and delusions about where you can go. You're letting go of the depression in the back of your mind. But you can move forward. And I'm going to see what he is. What is he? Okay, it's expressing yourself. This card, right side up or upside down, means yes, you can do this. And it has to do with making your world beautiful and lovely. That means getting away from the things that don't benefit you internally, personally. Because what I see is you're like a little like me. You have kind of a sharp tongue, and you need to kind of control that. But the most beneficial place for you to focus your energy is in your own home. Creating your own abundance through your home. Fixing it up, spending time doing that, and feeling that for yourself. Now, my last question, you're going to have to forgive me. I'm going to have to stand and get a deck because I didn't bring this one over because I didn't say I was going to talk to the other side, but I will for you. I'm going to hide. Is there any way you can look if someone has passed? I can't get in touch with a dear friend. His initials, it's been 4 months. My heart is hurting. Okay, let's see. I have a great deck, and this deck I can read for myself if I want to. It's one of the reasons I got it. It's James Van Prague's Talking to Heaven. See I spelled James' last name. And I got hired by a woman who connected to dead spirits, and she painted their portraits, and she had a bunch of their portraits up on this. It's an old church that they've turned into an art place in Dallas. And the portraits were up, and then they'd take the cloth off, and then the phone would ring that was in the middle of the hall, and they had loudspeakers, and then the energy and what that person had to say from the other side came through the loudspeakers. It's called Calling from Heaven. And she asked me to come do medium readings, which I'm not really in love with doing. Okay. This is your friend's statement to you. It's not your fault. And what he does is he has each of these cards in here. And he has really lovely explanations. And I've tried these out on a lot of people. That night, every single person I read at that table said it was spot on when they thought about the situation, about their friends who'd passed. It says, it's not your fault. This is what MC is saying. He's saying from the other side. Please do me a really big favor. Stop beating yourself up and thinking you caused my death or were in some way responsible for it. You were not. It's so hard from the earthly level to understand the spiritual patterns of life. No matter what you think you could have done or should have done or would have done, I would have left anyway. I am releasing you of the responsibility for my leaving. Please do not go with any guilt. It will make both of us feel better. The universe is perfect with its makeup. And what we come to think of as a coincidence, in quotes, it's just God's ways of remaining anonymous. Trust me. Be kind to yourself and knowing that what I share with you was true. So whatever you feel in your heart that was the good stuff with him, it was true. I don't know why you're not letting it go, but he's telling you to let it go. So let it go. And I'm going to give you one last card. And then we're going to close this meeting. And for the rest of you that are here, I'll try to write out a list of your questions and have them in the back for next time, which would probably be in a week. I'm only going to try to be on once a week because I have the 9 blue candles to get together, and I'm doing 12-month readings. So, and I'm doing some readings in Australia tomorrow, so that's always fun because our clocks aren't totally different, honestly. Okay, Rosa, this is what he wants you to know. Your vibration is rising. This is the time for great spiritual growth for you. You're evolving to occupy a higher energetic frequency. Look at you. And I think in some way you're using your friend's passing and not being able to connect with them as a reason to ignore this for you. But is it possible that you've noticed you're feeling a little different these days? Perhaps you're aware your actions and thoughts have shifted to a new, more spiritual vibe. Maybe you're finding out it's easier to have faith. This is because you are currently going through a change of spiritual vibration. So don't think if you can't connect to him that you're not moving ahead spiritually. You are. This can sometimes be a little disorienting, but have no fear. The current vibrational upgrade will be complete soon. Pay attention to the way your body feels, the emotions you're experiencing, the thoughts running through your mind. Talk out loud to your guardian angels and to me, and this is from St. Michael, as you start to have new and interesting experiences. Tell us what you'd like to bring into your life. Tell us what you'd like to remove. Removal is really important right now, guys. We're in a shedding season, but that allows you to have space to bring things in. So we can make all the things a part of your new vibrational weight. If you feel uncomfortable, take a salt bath and clear your aura of old energy. The other way you can clear your aura is if you have selenite, which is that white sort of salt stick, you can move that around you and because selenite cleanses other crystals, it also cleanses the crystals in us. Be excited about what is to come. Don't worry. These changes are for your highest good. And I think that's a great card for everybody who's watching this today. So I'm going to go because I like to say goodbye to your face. I don't want you to have to talk to the hand. Thank you to everyone who came in today. Like I said, I'm going to see at the bottom and see if I can garner those questions and keep them. And you might be in the next time, but it will be a week from today. I can't imagine I'm going to go up before then. I've got stuff I have to do, and y'all have things you need to do. It's that season. But anyway, take a note of this. Your vibration is rising. That's really what these 9 blue candles are about. All of our vibrations are changing and rising. And for some of us, it's been uncomfortable. It's been happening to me for a year, and it's finally breaking up, and I'm starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. So join me in the light end of the tunnel, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. You take care. Bye.